Our next speaker is Kate Dunn, a ceramic artist, Australian ceramic artist and lecturer at the University of New South Wales School of Art and Design, herself an artist and a designer, and she's going to talk on interdisciplinary education. Kate. I'm going to do this. You run over time.
Good morning, everyone. It's fantastic to be here. I feel very honoured to have been invited to speak today. My presentation today will outline my own educational experience and then go on to address educational models in art, design and ceramics that are incorporating an interdisciplinary approach that is leading to new innovations. My talk asked a couple of questions about the future of ceramics and art education. I certainly don't have all the answers. However, a series of collaborations in university settings with John here, with people from other disciplines has taught me more about ceramics than I was learning plugging away in the studio on my own. Collaboration is an important term when working with multiple disciplines or fields of knowledge. Architect Michael Tower describes the best model of collaboration as a multi, cross and transdisciplinary way of working where the value is in shuttling between boundaries, never restricting the work to one discipline, one theme, one image, one kind of thinking. I have a degree in ceramics from Sydney College of the Arts and honours in sculpture from Southern Cross University. Following my studies, I worked for quite a few years making ceramic commissions for architects and designers, as well as exhibiting in galleries. I'm currently in the final year of a PhD in architecture at the University of Sydney. I'll just clarify for everybody that I am housed in the Faculty of Architecture. I'm not going to be an architect. My research uses ceramics as a testing and experimental material for 3D printing. I often collaborate with scientists, engineers, architects and designers to create objects in clay. I'm very interested in the process of collaboration and have been greatly influenced by the Cape Farewell Project. The Cape Farewell Project is an innovative program that traverses science, the arts and education to pioneer cultural responses to climate change. It is structured around a series of expeditions on boats to sites where the effect of climate change are starkly apparent, such as the high Arctic region. These expeditions involve scientists, artists, educators and communicators travelling and researching together, and then responding to the experience in a variety of mediums. Outcomes include journal publications, artworks, exhibitions and community engagement projects. In 2005, the Cape Farewell group journeyed to the north of the 79th parallel. On board was artist Anthony Gormley. Gormley carved his figure out of hard snow and ice. As with many environmental works, the only interaction an audience has with the work is through the photo of the work. We imagine the cold, the dark, and the sounds of wind in an icy environment. We cannot feel it physically. This space for imagination is one of the reasons that artworks can be an effective means of communicating information on climate change. I have found this model, where people from all different disciplines work together and exchange ideas in a fairly informal manner, is very conducive to innovation. So my first question is, how can the creative approaches and material knowledges being taught in our art and design schools have influences and make contributions in other areas of knowledge? Ceramics has changed over the years in the way it is taught. However, generally, the range has not extended past the making of functional or decorative objects, generally on a domestic scale, fabricated by the designer or artist, and distributed within a retail or gallery context. At the same time, tremendous advances are being made in ceramic technologies in industry and manufacturing, however not in our art and design schools. These innovations in ceramics are coming out of science, engineering, robotics and architecture faculties. Ceramics is used in everything from dental implants to parts of space shuttles and the building industry. The problem is, no one quite understands clay like a potter, and no one is quite as creative or innovative as an artist. We make something from nothing almost all the time. The second question is, how can we integrate our ceramics and creative knowledge into other fields and bring about meaningful employment for our graduates? How do we turn out graduates who can go out and get a job and earn a decent income and have families? I don't have the answer to that, but I'm going to try. Some examples of projects happening in other universities include Stanford University in the US, which has a faculty called the D School. The D School focuses on design thinking. It sees itself as a training ground for problem solving for students that foster creative confidence and push them beyond the boundaries of traditional academic disciplines. Their goal is to equip their students with a methodology for producing reliably innovative results in any field. These approaches are based on the creative techniques we teach in our art schools and are applied across a diverse range of industries and to a wide range of problems. Projects that have come out of the D School or Design School include improving access to economic resources in Mongolia, water storage and transportation in India, and elementary and secondary education and community building in low-income neighbourhoods in the United States. Another example is the STEAM movement, championed by Rhode Island School of Design. It's a really bold project. The objectives of the STEAM movement are to transform research policy to place art and design at the centre of the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering and maths, to encourage integration of art and design in school education, and to influence employers to hire artists and designers to drive innovation across all disciplines. UNSW, where I now lecture, is about to launch the Michael Crouch Innovation Centre. The centre comes from a $180 million bequest from the inventor of the zip-hop water system. It is designed for students from all of the degrees. The centre will have a lab fitted out with different types of making equipment, the stuff that we're all familiar with from the art schools. It's encouraging students from different faculties to collaborate. UNSW has strongly encouraged the Faculty of Art and Design to take a key role in the centre and contribute ideas, approaches and workshops. Examples of projects that may emerge include a ceramic student collaborating with a business student to look at a different model of turning ceramic works into a business. This is a great experience for both parties and potentially the start of something new or an innovation. So I'm going to talk about my work and my experience briefly. I first began talking with Dr. Caroline Lehman, a botanist from Macquarie University. We would bushwalk together. After learning more about her research and talking with her, I made a series of works about endangered plant species in the Sydney region. So this is my work made in porcelain and hand-formed. I began experimenting with different ways to communicate the research and how to reach a larger audience. I was very interested and influenced by the Cape Farewell project in communicating science. So I made these large works based on seed pods. These were exhibited at Sculpture by the Sea in Western Australia and in Sydney, and then at Botanic Gardens. This is my dad, because your dad is always involved in your ceramics work or your artworks and helping me deliver and install. In 2010, I was hired to teach ceramics to the architects in the Faculty of Architecture, Design and Planning at the University of Sydney. I was fascinated by the different approach to education that I was seeing. There is no hierarchy of disciplines, materials or processes. Handmade is, sorry, I've got sidetracked. Handmade is as valuable as the machine made. There is no hierarchy of processes. Ceramics is as precious as painting. Screen-based learning and learning through making are also all equally valuable. I'm just going to go on. So I started working with powder printing with my students, and this is some of their work. So they were using ceramic powder printing to make architectural site models. The way they approached ceramics was completely different. They had no knowledge of the material and just had a go, and it worked really well. Another project that I've recently been involved in, we were asked to make a series of lights using robotic technology. So this is a 6-axis robot making the mould. Rather than having a master and then casting the master and then producing works, we would actually carve out the mould using the robot. So this is the file for the robot, and this are some of the lamps we made. And this is the final works. These are in the gallery here. This project was really amazing because I worked with engineers, robotic engineers, architects, designers. We worked side by side and we made so many mistakes and we did so many stupid things, but in the end we just kept working till we got an outcome. One of the things that shocked me was working with a woodworker, and we'd made this beautiful mold on a robot. It took 6 hours to cut. She grabbed it and ran it through a bandsaw, and I was just, all my ceramic rules were horrified. And then to drain it, it was too heavy for us to lift, so she just drilled a hole in the bottom and put a plastic pipe in it and drained it. It worked perfectly every time. So everything I'd known about mold making was out the window. So that experience of collaboration has been absolutely fantastic. My point here is that robots are not better or the future of ceramics. My point is that collaboration with other disciplines leads to innovation in processes, approaches, and outcomes. Universities should be places of research, making mistakes, and creating new ways of doing things. Artists and designers are the masters of creativity. This is what we do. We have much to offer other disciplines and much to learn from other disciplines. Thank you very much.